Hi, I'm Jay Woodwolf, and welcome to Cauldron Brew. Today we are talking about Necromancy and Graveyard Magic, Part 2 from last week, since we had some issues last week. Hello, Julie.
Hello. Hopefully we won't this week.
No, hopefully not. It's nice and sunny out today.
Yes, finally.
Alright, so I forgot where we left off last week.
I do too. I forgot to go back and watch. I know we covered bits and pieces of Graveyard Magic. Um it's more of I guess we can just dive in partway like with necromancy
Okay.
because if I remember correctly, that's what we started to talk about. And then my internet went bye-bye. So,
Alright, so with Necromancy, does it actually entail raising the dead?
yeah, no, you know, it's not like, the movies, or the way how certain religions want you to think it is. It's actually a form of divination. It's when they say raise the dead, it's the spirit that you're raising to communicate with. Whether it's, you know, some people want to have closure. Some people want to know that old thing of, is there, a fortune somewhere? Because the spirits or the dead don't have any boundaries. They know the past, the present, the future. It's all there. So it's sort of like it's been around forever in almost every culture has a form of necromancy.
Yeah, I know Heka, or however it's pronounced, it's the Egyptian magic mysteries and whatnot. I know, like, from Otto, she's on our Discord. I've talked to her a little bit about it, and there is necromancy that comes into play with the Egyptian.
Oh yeah. Um it's, with the Greeks, it's the Norse even have it with Odin, when I don't know that whole um lore of
In
it.
Druidry, there is a form of necromancy in it, though I don't know anything about it.
Right. Well, no, it's to where if you can't have cuz I'm not sure about other cultures, but I know with necromancy itself, if you cannot communicate with the spirit, you can't do necromancy. It's
Right,
not like something you can just pick up and learn over time like a lot of traditions. Necromancy is something to where you have to be able to have all forms of communication with the spirit. So it's something not for everybody because you can't, not everybody can do that. It's you
right.
have to be able to have that gift to be able to do that. And there's a lot of precautions that go with being a necromancer. So just like back right around when, what is it? I think right when the church was coming into play, to where if someone died, if you were caught like opening a body or even touching a dead body to see what went wrong before medicine really came available, to where you were considered doing necromancy and was killed, even though you weren't. You were trying to learn about the body inside of it. So
Yeah,
it's, it still has a bad rap, especially among a lot of pagan communities, especially like witches and stuff. They view us as evil. The more modern witches, I should say, and certain groups do. We're not welcomed
Now,
in a lot of places.
right now, I don't practice necromancy or graveyard magic, though that there is like I haven't got to that point in my druid practices where working with graveyard energy or burials or like because there is a practice in druidry that works with burial mounds
Right.
over there in uh on the islands, the British Isles, but I don't know anything about it. That's not something I've gotten into as of yet. I will
That's further
eventually.
down.
Right.
Right. Oh yeah.
There is stories of it was a sect of druidry way back when, way back, and they were known as the Dark Druids, and they worked with shit that the other druids would not. Usually, it was with the dead. It was, um, yeah, the druids did sacrifices, but it wasn't what people thought. These were criminals. They were executions.
Right.
And a lot of times it was war criminals. Um, but the Dark Druids, they lived on their own. They didn't associate with the mainstream druids of the time. Um, and they worked with some pretty heavy, dark shit. I don't know what it was, but there's stories that they existed.
Well, yeah. Just like like with just say modern times, or back with the Dark Druids, we do stuff that most won't.
Right.
We, you know, deal with a lot of the darker elements that people just, they'll come to us for help and this and that, but then turn around but they'll snub the nose at you. I've had that quite a bit. But yeah, we're on our own. We Now I don't know about other cultures, but I know
Right.
around here there we're on our, we're solitary. Could you just imagine a group of necromancers and the stuff that we practice? We
No,
don't.
no.
The ones that I know have always been solitary because what we do is solitary work.
Can okay, let's say is is it out of safety measures?
That we work on our own.
Yes.
I would think so because the stuff that we do, that we conjure, it's see it varies, like, because we do, besides pulling in spirits, it can be a spirit, just say, of a murderer that we're working with to just say go after somebody. And that form of energy, you don't want others around you because there's so much protocol that we do for ourselves. We don't want to have to worry about everyone else
Okay.
because our rituals are
Can
on
these
our own.
things can these things actually attach to people?
Oh yes, they attach real quickly if you don't know what you're doing. And it's because you are working with other spirits, just like with that, they need energy. You're giving your energy to this spirit, just like how they always show batteries are dying or this or that because they're sucking the energy out of that stuff. Well, humans are a continuous battery.
Yeah.
So they can attach themselves to you if the proper protocols aren't in place. You basically can be, in a sense, sucked dry of energy. And that's where one of the hazards are, and to where you can develop constant headaches because with being pulled in from whatever you're doing, there's a lot of health hazards that can go along with it if you're not
Yes.
careful.
Um, like I've read up on vampirism. I don't know if you've
Oh
had an
yeah.
opportunity to read up on that.
Oh, I've known about
And
that for a long
they
time.
have they actually have a rule that you cannot feed off of unwilling participants.
Right. Yeah.
They consider that an extreme violation. That's almost like forcing yourself onto somebody. It's almost like
Right.
rape
You
to
have to
them.
have, well, yeah, you have to have consent.
Yeah.
It's just like working with in graveyard magic. If you want to take graveyard dirt, with someone that but you still have to ask permission. Graveyard magic, you don't have to have the gift to talk to spirits. You can, someone that or whatever, and you want to, it's a small pouch of dirt. You don't need a lot, but you still have to ask permission. You have to be respectful in both cases, necromancy or in with graveyard magic. But if you get an uneasy feeling, you don't touch it. You thank them, and then but you back away,
Yeah.
because that spirit is giving you, like when you walk into graveyards, sometimes some of them you get that real uneasy feeling that something just isn't right and you shouldn't be there. You always listen to those feelings because there are guardians of graveyards that watch over the spirits and everything.
Yeah. Um, let's see. Graveyard magic. So like if I wanted to like if I paid a visit to my grandparents
Right.
and I wanted some of their dirt, I'd just be like, "Hey, grandma, can I get some of your dirt from your grave?" And chances
Yeah.
are she'd probably say, "Yeah."
Right. But if you got an okay, like you didn't get that pit in your stomach that it's wrong, that, just you get uneasy feeling, then you can do it because it's someone that you knew. But then you leave an offering.
I think I would only me personally, this would be like my personal rule. Like if I know the person, like I'm not gonna just go up to some random grave and
No, you don't do
gr-
that.
no, I wouldn't
No.
do that personally.
Well, no, but
You
in
know,
general, for graveyard magic, you don't do that. There is etiquettes that
yeah,
a normal practitioner is supposed to follow.
yeah. I wouldn't like personally like, especially in some of the magics that I work with. I not only do traditional Wicca, but there's the traditional Wicca. I would have to say is my beginner practice,
Right.
whereas my uh, druid practice is my intermediate practice, and
Right.
then dragon magic would be my advanced practice. Um, so like with the dragon magic, there are certain etiquettes that I have to follow. It There's certain etiquettes in all three of them that you have to follow. But is there any other etiquettes that you would say that there is with necromancy and graveyard magic?
Um. Yeah, there are etiquettes. Not a lot, because it's the more of, besides protecting yourself, it's if you're working with, just say with the graveyard magic, like you're getting the dirt from someone that you loved or even someone that you knew, that would be used for protection for you or for another loved one or something. You use that for protection. You don't use that for going against somebody. That is where like with certain, like what I do is I can go to, if I find a convicted killer, I can harness that dirt because it has that energy. But that would be used for hexing and cursing. But that is where a lot of protocols come into play, to where, you have to protect yourself because that energy will follow you. And you have to know how to work with it and what to do so it doesn't, but you still have to leave an offering for taking that dirt.
What I want is I want to find an actual wolf skull in the wild, and I want to be able to use the energy within that skull.
That requires blood.
Yeah,
Yeah. And some
I'm
incantations and stuff.
not squeamish when it comes to that. You know, one
Right.
of my
Well, no, it's
practices.
not like, you pour a whole bunch of blood on it and stuff. There are some that have will go to a butcher and get blood. Um, if you know the butcher, because most will look at you like, yeah, no. But it's like blood from an animal that's already been humanely put, done with.
Right
And with
now,
that
if I
blood,
decided to go, bow hunting and get an animal that way, I can drain the animal's blood.
well, yeah,
But
because you
I
do like
plan on eating the animal
right.
that I
Well, well,
hunt.
well, yeah, like a deer, you hunt it,
But I would
hang it
also
up and
offer
everything.
like the stuff that I can eat, like some of the innards, some of the organs that I can't eat.
Right.
I would offer it to the spirit.
Oh yeah, there is, that's where my native side comes in, after the kill you give thanks, to the animal for giving up its life. But now like with the skull, just so you found a wolf skull and you have the blood, there's some that, through the nose part, so that it gives it life. But there's the incantations that go with it, and there's a certain ritual that goes with it, plus with some of your own blood into it. We necromancy and any of that, we don't believe in sacrificing animals
No,
just willy
I
nilly.
don't
I
personally.
know there are some that I've seen with some Romanian witches that will do that, but that's their practice
All right,
and everything. So it's, I don't condemn anyone that has, because theirs are traditions throughout the ages
right now,
that
if you
they've
look at
done.
some of the practices down in like South America, where they take from Aztec or Mayans or whatever, I don't know which one it is. Um, it's one of those two, but both
Right.
those cultures
Oh yeah, do
had
animal
human
sacrifice
sacri.
and
Yep,
human.
human.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah. That's what I mean. Different cultures have different ways that have dated since the beginning of time. You
Yeah.
know, that's for them. But for me personally, I will never do that. I don't believe in it. I will give my blood in place of an animal because, in a way, that old saying is, a sacrifice is sacred. But even with my necromancy and my demon altry necromancy, it's we believe in using our own blood. Just even a drop, nothing major, nothing outlandish, to where
Oh, there is
because
a Peruvian witchcraft.
there's a lot of witchcraft throughout the whole world with different cultures that have
It
gone back
is.
since the day of
I
time.
don't know how you even supposed to pronounce this. Witchcraft is practiced in numerous small village in the coast and highlands and jungle areas throughout Peru. Visitors to the country are most likely to experience the work of shamans firsthand during some kind of ceremony, which
Right.
are offered at many um, Amazon jungle lodges in Loreto and Ukiele, especially. Don't ask me how to pronounce this word because I have no idea.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Here,
But
I'll show you. Let me screen share this.
it's interesting throughout the world, different practices that they do in witchcraft, and they all have their own unique ways about them.
Yeah. I would
I
imagine that
I don't know
this
how to say.
practice would come from the Mayans and the Aztecs, Inca,
Yeah,
Aztecs, Mayans.
it could be. I don't know. That's the one thing I've never looked into.
Witchcraft in northern Peru. They also, one of the words in here is brujo, which is Spanish for
Wit
witch.
yeah, yeah, witch doctors, yeah.
I wouldn't want to fuck with one of these people. That's for
No,
sure. Go ahead,
because
toy with one of these assholes.
no, because those are such intricate forms that it spans for centuries.
And I'm sure that they have, you know, necromancy tied into their practice because if I would imagine that their form of practice would have came, out of these cultures that no longer exist.
Right. Well, yeah, because before they got wiped out or whatever. Oh, yeah. There is in almost every culture a form of necromancy. And there's some that a lot of necromancers or shamans, because they're the ones that also deal with spirits and everything, witch doctors are all on their own. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
the ones that work with the um the darker forms are ones that have no boundaries, you know, to where you want someone cursed, hexed. We're not, you know, we walk in the dark, but we also have a lot. We work in the light too. We can go through the both because basically it's if you want to put a name to it, a gray witch.
Right.
Because we do some stuff to help for protection, for healing, helping people. And then we can flip and go to the dark parts, to cursing and hexing and just destroying people if need be,
Yeah, I've
like their
seen some
lives.
documentaries on the Brujera practice, the brujos
Yeah, the Brujas,
and the
yeah.
brujas, and they actually perform exorcisms.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just not the Catholic priests that know how to do
No.
exorcisms. It's, um it's a lot of training, because you have to know what you're dealing with and what to do, because it can't be just done overnight. Sometimes it can take years to get an entity out of someone. The possessions are very real.
I've watched other documentaries uh, on the same documentaries that these Brujera practitioners they will cast curses against people.
Hmm.
I don't see nothing wrong with it. If you got it
No,
coming, guess what? You
oh
got it
yeah,
coming.
well yeah. See, that's where people be like, oh, you do curses and hexes.
Yep.
We just don't do it willy nilly.
No.
You have to warrant it. Someone comes to us and be like, I want this person cursed or this person hexed. Okay, why? What is the reason to do this to someone? And if it's just that plain, well, I don't like the person, go find someone else, because I'm not going to put my energy into that.
Right.
There has to be a damn good reason. Now, the only time I will, with no hesitations, is for my kids. You go after my family, my friends, you're done. Just like, that skull. That's always, that's there forever needed.
Well, I know one, which this one I don't share with anybody.
Right.
Uh, it's a curse, or I don't know what the hell It's either a curse or a hex. It's one of the two. But you can literally make a man permanently limp. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, see, because a hex is more broad. Sometimes I switch these two up. One is a broad spectrum, like it's per person, but it's just in its own sweet time, nothing major. The other one is full blown coming at you with double barrels,
Yeah.
and it's gonna hurt. I always get the two between the curse and the hex. It's usually I just you know my sinuses and my head's not fully into the game right now with this. It
That's all
is,
right.
but trying to
But
remember.
like I said, that's one I don't share with anybody. So that's one I know that, I could use and to make a guy permanently limp. They would permanently have ED.
Right.
And that would really piss somebody off, especially a man.
Well,
I don't
yeah,
know
but
about his wife. I mean, his wife might get pissed off, but
yeah, but it all depends on if it's warranted. Like,
all right.
you knew like that woman was your
I
friend, and he's been out, cheating, screwing around, and that warrants that one.
yeah. Go ahead, asshole. Go play that game.
Oh yeah, but yeah, even like with exorcisms, it's you have to know what you're doing, know how to protect yourself, and it's just not saying words from a book
right.
and going, because those kind of entities know what's going on. They're not stupid. You have to be able to know how to battle an entity that has taken over, you know, has taken over someone, or even an entity that is like a form that is in the house or a place where you're residing or in a building. You just, like these shows crack me up on TV, this calling them out and all these paranormal investigations. That's like, yeah, okay, I need to do my own show.
There you go.
Yeah, I always thought it'd be fun because of all the crap they make up for it.
I think they should do another show like Mad House, but put some darker people in there.
Yeah, instead of all these, but see, TV where everyone loves the drama, they love
Yeah.
the hype.
Now
It's
the
all for the
concept behind Mad House, we are doing a react to that season 4, 5.
we haven't figured out yet if we, gonna do four of what we were talking about, or we're gonna do that for five, or
I think the
it's one of
concept
them.
behind it was good, but I think they went off and
Oh, they always do
yeah,
because
went
it's,
off into a dumbass direction.
oh yeah, well they always do because they want the ratings, the
Yeah.
drama, the fights, the this, there's that. It's, television is just a brain numbing thing to watch
Yeah, my TV's
anymore.
off right now, both of them. I got two
Oh yeah.
TVs, and half the time they're not even on.
I have my one is always having soundscapes where it's just all nature music. It's relaxing.
Hmm.
Oh,
I got a lot of glare from the window.
is your curtain down? No.
See if that gets any better. Yep, it's better.
Yeah, put the curtain down, right?
Yeah, I didn't realize it was open a little bit.
Right. Yeah, that's why I put myself in my little dark corner of my little work area.
Better lighting.
There you go.
Uh, I'm out of questions. I don't know what more to add.
That's okay. It's to where, is there anyone on that has any that's
Not
talking?
that I can see. There's
Okay.
nobody's been
Nothing.
chatted.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, but if anyone ever has questions or whatever, they can always get a hold of us.
Oh yeah, we're on Discord. Also Instagram and
You're
several other places.
right.
Yep, YouTube, Twitter.
Yes, I'm not on Twitter.
Well, the show is on Twitter, so
Right. Well, yeah, but that's what I mean. I've always stayed away from that. Never got into that one. Social media is like the plague for
toxic.
me. Yeah,
It
I tried to
is. It
stay
really is.
away.
Facebook, Twitter. It's all toxic.
Oh, it is. But I'll post my stuff or my books and that on there. That's about as far as it goes. I stay away from social media most times. So, but I'm good here. I can't think of anything else without having to repeat myself, and I don't want to do that.
What are we doing next week?
Um, did well, I know we were going to talk about, I think, a possible chaos, um, chaos magic or dragon magic. I can't remember the lineup.
Uh, Draconic magic. That's when I start talking about draconic magic.
Okay, yeah, so
So,
dragon magic. Yeah,
you know, and then, by the way, everybody, we
to
changed our
Sunday.
podcast schedule from Saturdays to Sunday because I've been working 6 days a week and I work afternoons. So, Sunday evenings at 7 p.m. So, I think, we can stick with Sundays.
Yeah, just in case because of your work schedule can vary.
Yeah.
So at least that way, that's what the way it's been looking. And we'll just keep it on Sundays. It's
Yeah.
easier.
All right. Well, I'm out of ideas and topics, and my coffee is empty.
Yeah, so's mine.
All
So
right,
yeah.
everybody. You guys have a good night. Thank you for watching, and hopefully we can just, if you watch later after the show has aired, just make a comment down below. Feel free, ask us any
Right.
questions, and we'll get to it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Or
All
if
right.
there's something that you'd like to see, us expand on, let us know.
Yeah, definitely. We'll take anybody's ideas and we'll run with it.
Good or bad.
All right.